Oh, hi. No, just kidding. My name is Michelle London. I am playing Princess Fiona in Moonlight Amphitheatre's production of Shrek. And my character is not your everyday princess. She desperately wants to be your everyday princess. She's trying so hard to be the typical Belle or Ariel who does nothing wrong ever, who's perfect, but she's not. She tries though, but she's not. None of us are, and she's not, and Shrek's not. No one's perfect, and she really gets that across to you.
I was in the original Broadway company, and also before that, I did the out-of-town company. We did about a 3-month stint in Seattle to workshop the show, and before that, we did 6 weeks of rehearsal in New York. So we did quite a long process before we got to New York City, and then we had about 4 or 5 weeks of previews on Broadway, and then we opened. So I ran through the entire Broadway run, and as well as the entire first national tour and the West Coast regional premiere. So I've had quite a experience with Shrek the Musical, almost 5 years worth. Shrek the Musical capitalizes on pop culture. So there's a lot of running jokes in the show that are, changed out, certain words are changed. But mostly for Moonlight, I didn't want to remount the national tour, I didn't want to remount the Broadway show. I wanted to do a production here with the actors I have here and going by their talents and their ideas and their voices and characterizations without just sticking something on them. I wanted to find something together. So this production was its own unique event.
Shrek is a kind of that hurt kid that everybody has inside, so everyone kind of identifies with at some point in their life. And he has built up so many external walls to protect himself from hurt and all that, and so he's perceived by society as this extremely aggressive and scary creature, but really he's a gentle giant, and luckily meets some people along the way that kind of break down his walls. So the first time I did it was I really allowed myself to connect in a way that I didn't even realize I was afraid to do, because I'm very much, in a lot of ways, I identify with this role in a very real way, and it was very, it struck such a chord in me that actually brought with a lack of better words, like a very emotional realness to it. And something that was cool was that a lot of adults who came, who were expecting it to be a kid's show and expecting it to, be funny and be similar to the film, weren't expected to also be touched and something that they connected with in a deeper way. And I think that that's something I look forward to diving more into while still keeping it light.
Audiences will get out of this show everything. It really throws everything on stage, dragons and costumes, but really it's the story. And the story is not, oh, we love you even though you're different. It's we love you because you're different. We love you because you're a freak, and all of these things that make you special really make you special. Not, oh, even because of those things, we still love you anyway. And that ain't it. It's we love you because you're a freak. And that hits home for me, and I'm sure it hits home for the entire audience.
The donkey, in my opinion, he is that, not necessarily comic relief, but he does have the funny things, but he's that sense of that character that lives life weightless. He's that character that comes around and just reminds everybody that it's not that difficult in life, and to just look beneath all of that exterior stuff and really get to the interior. Look for your inner beauty, and that's where the comic relief comes. That's where the silliness, craziness comes, and that's why I love that character. It's just like, try to get back to living life with no weight on your shoulders. What is fun about Shrek for me as an actor is the fact that you get to play.
Shrek, everybody knows the movie. It's recent, but it's still a timeless classic. Everybody loves it. And the best part about this production, the stage production of Shrek, is that they're not trying to reinvent the wheel. They have basically taken the movie and put it on stage. Costumes, sets, makeup. It's absolutely incredible, plus about 20 songs and a fire-breathing dragon, of course. But that's the bottom line, is that there's something for everybody in it, and everybody knows the movie and loves the movie. There's one obvious, unique challenge that we'll get out on the open, is you have to make almost 6 foot tall man look like he's about 3.5 feet tall. So my main challenge in this role is physical. I'm going to be on my knees the entire show, literally on my knees, running around, jumping, sliding all over the stage. So it's keeping up your stamina and making sure you don't hurt yourself, doing it in a correct way. And having David Vaughn direct the show, who has played the role more than anybody else in the world, is a big help. I get a lot of tricks of the trade from him on that. But from an actor's standpoint, it's having the audience like this guy who's not very likable, because you have to love to hate him. He's that guy that you absolutely love to hate. You laugh at him, he's ridiculous, but at the same time you have to remember that he is a really awful human being. So at the same time we're wondering, why do we like this guy who's not the nicest man in the world? I love bad guys. I love playing the bad guys. To me, they are just infinitely more interesting. There's so much, because then you think, why is this person the way he is? And with Lord Farquaad, it's especially interesting. They've layered it in for the show. It's not so much in the movie, but he has a massive Napoleonic complex, obviously, but he's also got a lot of daddy issues that they delve into in this show, and it's really, really interesting and a lot of fun to pick and choose what to take from those and to show everybody how this guy became the way he was. So I love the layers. Bad guys have layers too, not just ogres.
I'm committed to a family show every season, and Shrek seemed like a slam dunk for the Moonlight. I was lucky enough to see it early in previews on Broadway, and actually the show is actually better now than it was then, as so many changes have gone into it. And with these colorful characters, the great sense of humor, the heart in the piece, and, I mean, dragons, how can we go wrong here at Moonlight?
That's who I'd be, or I could be a poet and write a different story, one that tells of glory and wipes away